That's popping. Hello, everybody in the vinyl community. This is Rich at Embarrassment of Riches, here to share my July vinyl finds. A couple days late because I was still getting records delivered all the way until the end of the 31st. Got a pretty decent stack for this month. Pre-orders, subscriptions, and eBay mostly because, record stores around here really don't have all that much stuff. And first up is one of the ones I look forward to the most every month. It is the only subscription I have left. It is the Interscope Vinyl Collective. I talk about it every month. Some months are up, some months are down. This was a very up month in July. And the reason why is this got delivered. Out of Exile from Audioslave. 2005 hard rock classic. If you don't know, it's a band comprised of the non-rapping members of Rage Against the Machine, plus the addition of the wonderful voice and lyrics of Chris Cornell from Soundgarden. This is the first time this record's been released as a 2LP with a gatefold. This is one of the things I really do love about the Interscope Vinyl Collective is, and really the matte finish is fly. The foil is nice. They always include extras. And not only does this one have extra tracks, which I will elucidate upon later, it comes with pictures. Yeah, it's a bunch of pictures of the band. These are absolutely frameable, very well printed. They don't look like Xerox copies, like sometimes things you would get as editions in a, re-released record. And this is an extra nice addition to the collection because I do not have the original pressing. That thing, if you didn't buy it when it came out, it's incredibly expensive now. And I believe this is on Silver Translucent Wave is what they're calling this. I'd buy that. That looks pretty cool. And it seems exceedingly strange to me now that I did not really care for this group when they first started. There is no excuse. I have been a Rage Against the Machine fan and Soundgarden fan for many, many decades. But when this came out, I do not know what the hell I was thinking. I remember the singles, and I thought they were all right. Given a re-listen and a reappraisal, it's obvious that I really should have dug this a lot more and listened to it because it's great stuff. And this will be played a lot. It's nice to get one that I don't have to worry about never listening to and trying to just turn around and sell it at my eBay store. Yeah. Now this thing is a beauty. Wish I had got two. And these beautiful IVC re-releases are limited to 3,000. That's the top limit, and they will never be printed again in such a format. And of course, they don't let you ship two to the same house. Otherwise, I would do that because, this is one that you want to have extras of. Also included are 5 extra tracks that have never been on vinyl before. It's one of the real value-added things with these IVC releases. And it's 4 songs from a session at AOL that they did, which tells you how very, very long ago that it was recorded. It was when AOL ruled the entire landscape in 2005. It's 4 songs of theirs, and there's 1 cover. They do a cover of Super Stupid from Funkadelic, which I haven't heard yet, but you know damn well that I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I am very, very excited and very grateful to have this one in the collection now. Man, it is hot up in here. My hair is starting to go flat. That ain't right. And you will know if you are a returning customer to Embarrassment of Riches, and I appreciate you, that the late 80s are alive and strong in my vinyl collection because I am an old man. So every time I see a record from the late 80s that I did not have, that I used to really bump back in the day, I will look for it and wait for the right price, and then I will jump straight on it, just like I did with this Nitzer Ebb, Join in the Chant, 12-inch import single. And although I do love this song, it is one of my absolute favorite songs from the group, I don't have any other Nitzer Ebb 12-inch singles yet, but now I do have saved searches on eBay for Lightning Man and Getting Closer. And you know what? I think I might have Getting Closer. And the album Showtime from 1990 still gets a lot of play on my turntable as well. And the remix by Flood is especially boomy and does get the windows shaking. I don't know if the neighbors appreciate it, but they get to hear it quite often. This is nice. This next album had hip-hop fans waiting for 16 years to see a reunion of the mighty Clipse. This is Let God Sort 'Em Out. This was a long time to wait, but this album is worth it. It's my favorite album of the year so far. I constantly play this one. If you're a hip-hop fan, you already know, so I'm just preaching to the choir. But I saw the availability for pre-order and jumped on their website and got this version, the t-shirt and the CD, which, you know, whatever, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. That's just going to sit somewhere. But yes, this is a super solid top to bottom album, and it is great to see Pusha T and Malice back at it. If you love hip hop, you got to give this one a try. And it also came with this dope liner here, picture of the boys with the, I think Cause drew those heads. Awesome. Up next, this one took a long time for me to finally pick up. I kept telling myself that someday I would see it in one of the stores that I go to every so often and I'll pick it up. I knew it's available at Bandcamp and from other places, but some people wanted a little too much money for it. Now, I saw the movie, this must have been about a year and a half ago, of Kneecap. Such a funny movie. And until the very end, I thought it was some sort of mockumentary, that it wasn't a real hip-hop group. It just, I don't know. It was an awesome movie. I laughed my ass off there. So yeah, I just went on Discogs finally and found a seller who wasn't gouging it, and I decided to pick it up. It's a bit clubby for my tastes, but I like the energy. I like what they're about. I definitely like what they're about. And it also came on vinyl that looks like the Irish flag. That's pretty cool. This next record here is the third time that I have bought this particular album, always seeking a slightly better grading increment, because the ones I have in the collection that I've had for years are about very good, and they play with some crackle and hiss, which is perfectly fine for a record from 1977. But I want to go a little step up and have a VG+, and I finally got one. Never Mind the Bollocks, of course, 1977, from the Sex Pistols. And this is really by far in better condition than the other ones I have. They were so rough that I never even really played them. This one sounds great. And I was lucky enough to pick this one up with the original liner, which you don't see very often. I mean, I know it's a US copy, so it's not quite attaining anybody's grail status. And I do really, really want to have the original, that OG yellow UK, which there's a couple versions of, but next time we're traipsing through London, hopefully sooner than later, I'm going to make a real effort to search for that one in the stores. Man, I am seriously baking balls up in here. It is hot. The next pickup is another one from a favorite group of mine. This is from 1958, and this is the Louvin Brothers with The Family Who Prays. Now, I am not a very overtly religious person, and I'm certainly not a Christian by any means. But I do love a well-sung spiritual. And one of the things that initially drew me to listening to country music many, many decades ago was the church songs of Hank Williams. That dude could belt out a spiritual. So even though I am not particularly a Christian, in the same manner that I'm not a Rastafarian, but I do love 1970s roots reggae just as much. And you don't have to go to church every Sunday to feel this kind of music. And this one does have some Louvin Brothers church classics, like the title track. There's Satan Lied to Me. There's Preach the Gospel. There's a lot of really, really good stuff on here. The power of the Louvins compels you. And this is in really good shape for being from 1958. This is really nice. And this next one is a country record released only a few years after that Louvin Brothers that I had shown previously. Doc Watson and Son. It's always amazing to see Merle Watson referred to as Son when he, became a star in his own right very shortly after this. And I believe this is the only record that he's referred to as Son. After that, it's Doc and Merle. And Doc and Merle did great music all the way up until about the mid-'80s. And this one is from 1965. It's in pretty damn good condition, too. A lot of gloss left on the cover. And there's somebody wrote their name on the back, but that's what we used to do back in the day. This one here is a guitar-picking lover's dream. This has We Shall All Be United, Little Streams of Whiskey, also Weary Blues. And this is hopefully the first of many Doc and Merle albums that I'm going to be picking up in the near future. Got this super cheap too. And this is a stereo press, and it's on that beautiful bright orange Vanguard logo with the original inner sleeve. I love looking at contemporaneous inner sleeves and seeing what was out at the time. And next up is a great record from 1978 from the immortal Peter Tosh. This is Bush Doctor, which isn't a very hard record to find, especially the US version. It's a Peter Tosh classic, of course. This does have the title track along with Pick Myself Up, I'm the Toughest, and it closes with Creation, which is a great song as well. While I do have two versions of this record already in the US pressing, this was one I did not have in that Intel Diplo press. And the Intel Diplo press is Peter Tosh's label that he printed records in Jamaica. And they are very, very hard to find in good condition. And this one is a screamer, man. This one is absolutely VG+, which is amazingly super rare for a Jamaican record from the 70s. And you just don't see that very often anymore. But this is one step closer to a full Intel Diplo discography for Peter, which has been a goal for a long time, in the same manner that the Bob Marley and the Wailers discography, all in Tough Gong label, original presses has been a goal of mine. And it's slow going. And while I love this record, and I always have, I will always skip the first track, which is You Gotta Walk and Don't Look Back. It is sung by Peter and Mick Jagger. And although I do love the Rolling Stones, and they did sign Peter to their label, which allowed him to have access to the best recording equipment in the world, which was only equaled by the opportunities given through Island Records to Bob Marley and the Wailers, which of course Peter was one of the original Wailers. So yeah, it's nice that they did that. And his records had a much wider distribution than they would have if he had stayed on a small Jamaican label or just released from Intel Diplo. But I don't want to hear Mick Jagger on any of my reggae songs, man. That thing it bleeds my goddamn ears. And so yeah, I have to skip that first song on the record every single time. That's kind of a pain in the ass. But man, no. And next up is Willie Carlisle. Saw the pre-order and immediately went to his website and got a couple copies because it is very important to support independent artists. And Willie Carlisle does great, intelligent country music. There's a lot of emotion and the playing is top notch. So I haven't listened to this one yet, but I am glad to have it because, like I said, I have loved everything that he has done. And if you haven't, go and take a listen to his 2022 debut release. It's called Peculiar Missouri. It was one of my favorite records of that year, and I still listen to songs from that album. And this sumbitch does not want to come out of the sleeve. But look at that. Look at that beautiful green vinyl. That is pretty. So thanks to everybody in the vinyl community if you made it this far. I really appreciate it. I have a couple other videos in the works that might be interesting to you as well. August is looking okay. I've got a couple of records that I haven't opened yet, but I am looking forward to sharing them with the community and talking about them if anybody wants to get into it. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for coming by. Here to show off a blah, 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 blah. But they did put this on what they're calling, I think, silver are limited to 3,000 per. When my vinyl collection is. Did have some great 12 inches, although I'm not. Fuck, did have some great 12 inches. Yikes. There's a lot of great songs on this one. Lot of bop. This is Merle. Oh, I do not. I did use percent. Fuck.